The galaxy had recorded millions of planets across thousands of star systems, but none were as strange as the small blue world hidden in the dead zone. This planet, known in old archives as Earth, had been silent for centuries. No signals, no ships, no movement, nothing ever came out of that region, and any vessel that entered the zone never returned. Commander Threxen of the Galactic Union did not believe in ghost stories, but even he felt a cold weight in his chest as the scout ship Volaris moved closer to the forgotten star system. The space around them felt wrong, too quiet, as if something powerful was holding its breath. The crew whispered among themselves, their eyes remained fixed on the large display screen showing the lonely blue planet growing bigger and bigger. Threxen listened to their fears but did not speak. He kept his gaze locked on Earth, unaware that his first step into the dead zone would change the entire galaxy. "Commander, scanners are failing," Officer Neria said with a shaking voice. "We cannot read the planet's surface, something is blocking everything." Threxen frowned. He had never seen a planet capable of jamming Union technology. "Run it again," he ordered, but the scanners only returned static. The crew exchanged nervous looks. It was as if Earth itself refused to be seen. As the Volaris moved closer, all long-range communication systems suddenly went dark. A low alarm echoed through the ship. No one spoke for a moment. The silence felt heavy and alive. "Commander, it is the same as the old reports," Neria whispered. "Ships enter the dead zone and then vanish without a trace." Threxen refused to accept fear. "We will not vanish," he said. "We are here to investigate, not to run." But deep inside, even he felt a growing unease. The stars around them dimmed, as if shadows were moving between the light. The crew felt the atmosphere of the ship becoming colder, the air felt heavier, the lights flickered as if something unseen brushed against the hull. Then the moon came into view, and every crew member froze. Behind the moon, something enormous shifted in the darkness, something the scanners could not detect. A shadow stretched across their screen, moving slowly like a giant creature watching them. "Is that a ship?" someone whispered. No one could answer. Threxen's heart hit his ribs. He opened a channel to send a report to the Union, but the system was dead, not damaged, completely dead, as if technology itself refused to work near Earth. He stared at the silent screens, and for the first time in years, he felt fear squeeze his throat. The Volaris entered low orbit and slowed down. The planet below glowed with oceans and green land. It looked peaceful, calm, beautiful, but beauty only made the fear stronger. Why would such a peaceful planet be surrounded by death stories? Then, without warning, a voice whispered through the ship's speakers, soft but strong, and unmistakably human. "Turn back." Every crew member jumped from their seat, eyes widened, hands trembling. The voice repeated, just as calm, just as cold. "Turn back, for your own safety." Threxen felt the blood drain from his face. Humans were supposed to be extinct or primitive. No one in the Union had heard a human voice for centuries. "How is this possible?" Neria whispered. "Humans should not even know we are here." Threxen tried to respond to the message, but the ship refused to send anything. The communication system remained dead. The human voice had entered their ship without permission, without any signal trace. It was impossible, yet it happened. The crew watched the planet below as clouds moved slowly over continents. Everything looked normal, but the silence felt like a trap. Then they noticed something else. On the dark side of the planet, faint golden lights glowed in strange patterns. Not cities, not natural lights, but something else entirely. Energy lines, huge ones, forming circles and symbols larger than entire countries. "What kind of technology is that?" someone whispered. "This should not exist on a pre-war planet." Threxen felt his heartbeat in his ears. Earth was supposed to be weak, forgotten, and abandoned, yet what they were seeing did not belong to a weak species. It belonged to something ancient, powerful, and patient. Another whisper crawled across the speakers, this time deeper, older, and filled with warning. "Leave now. You do not understand what sleeps here." The crew trembled. Threxen swallowed the dryness in his throat. He wanted answers. He wanted to know how a silent planet could reach into their ship with no technology visible. "Prepare for descent," he ordered, even though his voice shook. "We are going down." The crew looked at him as if he had lost his mind, but none dared to argue. As the Volaris dropped into the atmosphere, lightning tore across the sky even though there were no clouds, the wind howled as if it carried voices, the ship shook violently. Earth did not want them here. Earth was warning them. Earth was awake. And in that moment, every alien on the ship realized one terrifying truth. This silent blue planet was not silent at all. It was watching them, waiting for them, studying them. And something deep below the surface was starting to wake up again. The Volaris pushed deeper into Earth's atmosphere, but the ship felt heavier with each passing second, as if the air itself resisted them. Commander Threxen held the control panel tightly as turbulence shook the vessel. Even the strongest Union ships never faced such pressure. It was like flying through the breath of something alive, something ancient. "Commander, we are losing altitude faster than expected," Officer Neria said, gripping her seat. "It is like an invisible force is pushing us downward." Threxen nodded slowly. "Earth does not want us here," he said under his breath, but he refused to retreat. He had come too far. Lightning flashed across the sky. Even though the weather scanners showed clear air, the clouds seemed to form faces for a moment, watching them with cold curiosity. Then they vanished, leaving only darkness behind. The ship finally broke through to a lower altitude, and the crew gasped. Below them lay a massive ocean stretching endlessly, calm like a giant sleeping creature, but shimmering with faint lines of glowing gold. "What is that light?" one of the young officers asked. "Is it human technology?" "No," Neria answered, her voice trembling. "It is older, much older." As the Volaris drifted forward, the glowing lines began to move, forming patterns that seemed to respond to the ship's presence. It was like the ocean was drawing symbols directly for them, ancient warnings written in a language no alien had ever seen. Suddenly, the human voice returned, this time stronger, echoing through every speaker in the ship. "This is your final warning." The temperature dropped, breath misting in front of the crew's faces. "Leave now," the voice continued. "We tried to protect the galaxy once, but you did not listen." Threxen felt the word strike him like cold metal. The crew looked at each other with wide eyes, their fear rising with every second. "Human or not," Threxen said, forcing calm into his voice, "we need answers, prepare for landing." The ship lowered toward the ocean, but before it could touch the surface, the glowing lines suddenly split apart, and a massive structure rose from the deep. It was not a city, not a base. It was a colossal metallic dome shaped like a sleeping giant's heart, covered in ancient human symbols and pulsing with living blue and gold energy. The ocean fell away from it like water fleeing from something sacred. "It is impossible," Neria whispered, "humans never had such technology." Threxen disagreed silently. The truth was clear, humanity had hidden far more power than the galaxy ever imagined. A narrow platform extended from the dome, forming a landing path directly in front of the ship. "It is inviting us," Threxen said, though his voice trembled. Or perhaps, it was commanding them. The Volaris landed gently on the platform with a soft mechanical thud. The air outside shimmered strangely, as if reality itself bent around the structure. Threxen ordered the ramp to open, but the ship refused. The AI voice spoke, stating that external pressure was too dangerous. But then the ramp opened on its own, slow and silent. "Commander," the engineer whispered, "I did not touch anything." "Yes," Threxen replied, "Earth touched it." They stepped out onto the platform, the ground vibrating with a heartbeat-like rhythm. The dome opened with a circular motion, revealing a long metallic tunnel filled with mist. Something moved in the mist, footsteps slow and confident. A figure stepped forward, a human, tall and calm, with silver eyes reflecting the strange lights. The crew froze. "Impossible," someone whispered. The human spoke without emotion. "You came looking for Earth. Now Earth will look at you." Threxen felt the weight of the moment. He bowed his head respectfully. "We are explorers, not enemies," he said, choosing simple, calm words. "We seek understanding." The human stepped closer, the air around him hummed with strange energy. "I am Saren Vale," the human said, "guardian of the last outpost." Her voice echoed slightly, as if the planet itself listened through her. "You should not be here," she continued, her eyes sharp. your leaders fear what they do not understand, they fear what happened long ago. Threxen asked carefully, what happened? Saren's expression darkened. The galaxy attacked us, she said, long before your time. They came to destroy humanity because we were too strong, too unpredictable, too different. The crew felt a chill crawl down their spines. So humans fought back, Threxen guessed. No, Saren said quietly, Earth fought back. Behind her, the dome pulsed with brighter light, revealing massive underground machinery, ancient and powerful. The planet became a shield, she explained, it became a weapon, mind, a guardian. Neria stepped back, terrified, you mean the planet, is alive. Saren shook her head slowly, not alive, she corrected, awake. The tunnel flickered with blue lightning. Earth senses your presence, she continued, Earth does not forget the past. Threxen swallowed hard, a planet with a memory was far more frightening than any enemy fleet. Saren turned and gestured toward the interior of the dome. You want answers, she said, then come. Threxen and his team followed her into the depths, even though every step felt like walking into the mouth of something colossal and patient. Behind them, the ocean closed, the glowing pattern sinking back beneath the waves like a giant exhaling. Earth had given them the last warning. And now, it would show them why the galaxy once trembled at the name human. Saren Vale walked ahead with slow, steady steps, her silver eyes glowing faintly in the dim blue light of the tunnel. Commander Threxen and his team followed closely behind her, each step echoing like a warning through the metallic passage. The air felt thicker the deeper they went, charged with quiet energy that made their skin prickle. No one spoke, the silence inside the dome was deeper than space itself, it felt ancient, watchful, full of memories that were not meant for alien minds. This place, Neria whispered softly, it feels alive. Saren did not turn, but her voice carried easily through the tunnel. Because it is, she said, this outpost is connected to Earth's core, everything you see responds to the planet's awareness. Threxen tried to understand, you mean Earth controls this structure? No, Saren answered, Earth is this structure. The crew exchanged shocked looks, the idea was too big, too terrifying, a planet that was conscious, awake, and powerful enough to manipulate technology was beyond anything the galaxy had recorded. The tunnel opened into a vast chamber, and the aliens gasped. A huge underground city stretched beneath them, glowing with blue, gold, and silver lights, towers of metal rose high like frozen lightning, pathways curved like rivers of energy, and at the center stood a colossal sphere pulsing with a rhythmic heartbeat. This is impossible, one of the engineers whispered, we have never seen anything like this. Saren stepped beside the sphere, placing her hand on its smooth surface, it responded instantly, light flaring brighter around her fingers. This is the central heart, she said, it is connected to every human structure left on Earth. Neria swallowed, how many structures are there? Saren's eyes grew distant, thousands, she replied, hidden under oceans, mountains, deserts, and cities you cannot see anymore. Threxen tried to make sense of her words, how can humans create such things, he asked, your species was recorded as, primitive. Saren looked at him sharply. That is the lie the galaxy wanted to believe, she said, humans grew too fast, learned too much, advanced too far. She stepped closer, her silver eyes reflecting sorrow and pride. And the galaxy feared us. The room fell silent again. What happened to humans? Threxen asked quietly. Saren's voice dropped to a whisper. We left. The single word felt heavy. We left Earth long ago to explore the stars, she continued, but the galaxy did not want us to return, they wanted to erase us before we became something they could not control. A cold wave spread through the alien group. So the galaxy attacked, Threxen said softly, and Earth defended itself. Saren nodded once. Earth woke up, she said, and it built these outposts, these defenses, these lights in the ocean, everything you saw is Earth responding to danger. The human outpost hummed around them, as if listening. Threxen stepped forward cautiously, are you the only human here? Saren hesitated, then answered. No, she said, there are others, guardians like me, trained to protect what remains. She raised her hand, and a large holographic map appeared in the air, showing Earth covered in shimmering defensive lines, energy grids, and hidden fortresses. This is the planet you came to investigate, she said, not a silent world, not an abandoned home, but the strongest fortress built by humanity. The alien stared at the map, stunned. This is a war machine, one officer said, a planet-sized defense system. Saren turned toward them sharply. No, she corrected, it is a shield, Earth only attacks when it must. Her voice darkened slightly. But it remembers every attempt to destroy humanity. Suddenly, the central heart pulsed violently, and the ground trembled beneath their feet. Saren's expression changed instantly, turning intense, alert, almost dangerous. Earth has detected something, she said. Threxen's heart raced. What is it? Saren closed her eyes for a moment, listening to a sound only she could hear. When she opened them again, her voice was steady but grim. Your ship, she said, it carries a hidden beacon. Threxen froze. A beacon, he repeated, we did not activate anything. Saren shook her head, you did not, she said, your leaders did. The crew felt a sudden wave of dread. What does the beacon do? Neria asked, her voice trembling. Saren looked directly at Threxen. It calls the Galactic Union fleet, she said, they want to know if humans truly died. Threxen felt his chest tighten, the truth hit him like a blow. They used us, he whispered, they sent us as bait. Saren stepped closer, her face inches from his. Yes, she said, and Earth knows. The chamber lights shifted from calm blue to sharp red, the central heart pulsed faster, thunder echoing through the walls. Earth is preparing to defend itself, Saren warned, the Union fleet is coming. Threxen's throat went dry, he could hardly breathe. How many ships? He asked, fearing the answer. Saren turned back toward the holographic sphere, which showed hundreds of red blips entering the solar system. All of them, she said quietly. The alien stared in horror. And they do not understand, Saren added, her voice low and cold. What sleeps on Earth? The chamber vibrated again, deeper this time, like the awakening breath of something colossal hidden beneath the planet. Something ancient. Something powerful. Something purely human. And Threxen realized that the galaxy did not just fear humans. It feared what humans could become. Earth's defenses were waking. And the last thing the galaxy wanted was for Earth to stand up again. The chamber lights pulsed red like a heartbeat growing faster and louder. Commander Threxen felt the vibration travel through the floor and into his bones. The ancient human outpost was truly waking, responding to the incoming danger with the cold precision of a machine that had slept for centuries but never forgotten its purpose. Saren Vale stood before the central heart, her hand raised toward the sphere as streams of golden light wrapped around her arm. It was as if the planet itself spoke through her, guiding her movements. Earth is reading the signal from your ship, Saren said, her voice echoing across the metallic chamber. The beacon sends coordinates and fleet strength every second. Threxen felt sick, he had never questioned his mission, but now the betrayal was clear. The Galactic Union never wanted peace, never wanted answers, they wanted confirmation that humans were truly gone. But why, Threxen asked, his voice tight, why fear humans so much? Saren's eyes softened for a brief moment, as if she understood the confusion inside him. Because they cannot control what they do not understand, she said, humanity evolved far faster than the galaxy expected. She shifted her gaze to the glowing sphere. Humans adapted to war, peace, loss, survival, curiosity, and chaos. She continued, other species grow in one direction, but humans grew in every direction. The chamber hummed, the sound low and almost sorrowful. Your Union leaders remember the first conflict, Saren said slowly, they remember what humans did when cornered. Neria stepped forward, fear and curiosity mixing on her face. What did humans do? Saren turned her head slightly, her silver eyes bright with memory. They fought like nothing the galaxy had ever seen, she said, not because they wanted conquest, but because they refused to die. Images flickered across the central heart, holograms showing fleets burning, superweapons breaking apart in human hands, planets shielded by strange energy fields, and human soldiers with eyes glowing like stars. These records belonged to the Union once, Saren said quietly, but they deleted them to erase their shame. Trexen stared in disbelief. You won that war, he whispered. No, Saren said, we survived it. The holograms shifted again, showing Earth encased in a cocoon of golden energy as enemy fleets surrounded it. When the galaxy realized humanity could not be destroyed, Saren explained, they isolated the planet, hoping time would erase us. Trexen shook his head, but you survived. Yes, Saren replied, and Earth learned, adapted, and evolved. A loud tremor shook the chamber, and the central heart flared bright white. The Union fleet has reached Neptune, Saren said, Earth prepares to defend. Trexen took a step closer, desperation breaking through his fear. Saren, please listen, he said, we are not here to fight, we did not know our leader sent a trap. Saren studied him for a long moment, the kind of gaze that could cut through lies like glass. Finally she spoke. I know you speak the truth, she said, but Earth does not believe in words, it believes in history. The walls shifted suddenly, forming windows of transparent metal that revealed the massive underground city outside. Dozens of structures were rising from the depths like steel giants waking from long sleep, energy veins lighting up in sequences, forming patterns that looked almost like sigils. What is happening out there? Neria whispered, gripping the railing. Saren answered without looking. The defense protocol, she said, Earth is waking every weapon, every shield, every construct we left behind. The crew stared as giant metallic towers unfolded like blooming flowers, releasing spheres of light that floated upward and shot into the crust above. These spheres, Saren explained, activate the sky grid, a shield that protects the planet from orbital attacks. Trexen's heart thumped hard. If Earth raises a full sky grid, he said, the fleet might panic and fire first. Yes, Saren said softly, they will. Trexen felt his stomach twist, he looked at Saren, truly afraid now. You must stop this, he said, if both sides strike, the entire solar system will burn. Saren turned to him, and for the first time her calm expression cracked, revealing the weight of her burden. I cannot stop Earth, she said, Earth is not a machine that obeys commands, it is a mind, a guardian, born from human will and ancient design. A deep roar echoed through the chamber, and the central heart projected the solar system above them, showing hundreds of red dots, the Galactic Union fleet, approaching Mars' orbit. They are scanning Earth, Saren said, her voice low, they are looking for weaknesses. And what do they see? Trexen asked, fearing the answer. Saren slowly lifted her hand toward the hologram. They see the same thing their ancestors saw, she said, a planet that refuses to bow. As she spoke, the hologram changed, revealing hundreds of hidden structures emerging from Earth's crust, oceans parting, mountains shifting, ancient human starships rising like ghosts returning to war. These vessels, Saren said, were built at the end of the war, designed to protect Earth if the galaxy ever returned. Trexen stared in shock, but there is no crew. Saren smiled faintly. They do not need a crew, she said, Earth pilots them. A silence filled the chamber, heavier and colder than before. Then the central heart emitted a sharp pulse, making the floor tremble. Saren's eyes went wide. The fleet has armed their weapons, she said. Neria gasped, they are going to attack. Saren nodded slowly. Yes, she said, and Earth will answer. Trexen felt a cold understanding settle in his chest. This is why the galaxy feared humans, he whispered. Saren nodded, her voice a quiet storm. They feared what happens when humanity is forced to fight. Above them, the hologram showed the first bright flare, the Union preparing to fire. Saren's voice dropped to a whisper, heavy with ancient warning. And now, Commander, you will see why the galaxy sealed Earth away. The chamber lights dimmed, all energy flowing into the awakening defense systems. The ground rumbled deeper than before, almost like a giant taking its first breath after centuries of sleep. Something immense was rising beneath the planet. Something that would change the galaxy forever. Earth was waking completely now. And there was no turning back. The ground beneath the ancient outpost shook with a force no alien had ever felt before. It was not the vibration of machines, nor the trembling of metal, it was the heartbeat of a planet fully awakening after centuries of silence. Saren Vale stood at the center of the chamber, her silver eyes glowing like molten stars as the central heart intensified its light. The whole room hummed with raw power, spiraling through the air like invisible lightning. Commander Threxen and his team could only stare, helpless, caught between awe and terror. "The Union fleet has armed all weapons," Saren said, her voice steady even as the room shook. "Earth is responding." Threxen gazed at the projection above them, hundreds of crimson dots representing Union ships moving into formation above Mars. The fleet formed a massive ring, aiming thousands of cannons toward Earth. "They are preparing a full volley," Neria whispered, her voice shaking. "This is madness, they will destroy the entire system." "No," Saren corrected, "they will try." Outside, deep beneath the earth, something enormous moved. The sound was not mechanical, it was ancient, vast, and filled with strength that no alien language had words to describe. Massive cracks of blue light raced across the hologram of Earth as colossal structures began rising from oceans, deserts, mountain ranges. Each structure was shaped like a spear aimed at the sky, glowing with golden and white energy. "What are those?" Threxen asked, barely breathing. "Pillars of Dawn," Saren answered, "the oldest defense systems on Earth, built during the last days of the first conflict." One of the officers gasped, "They look like giant energy lances." "Yes," Saren said, "and when they fire, even stars tremble." Suddenly, the hologram flickered and changed to show something else, dozens of enormous shadow-like shapes rising from the planet's crust, each one shaped like a starship, but far more elegant, far more alive. "These are the warships of the last generation," Saren said, "humanity's final creation before leaving Earth." The ships rose into the atmosphere, silent and majestic, glowing with soft golden light. They did not roar, they did not burn fuel, they simply lifted, pulled upward by Earth's will. "They are beautiful," Neria whispered, tears in her eyes. "They are warnings," Saren replied, "to the galaxy that once tried to erase us." The hologram shifted again, showing the Union fleet preparing to fire. Thousands of red beams charged, glowing brighter than Mars itself. "They are going to unleash everything," Threxen said, horror in his voice. "They must," Saren replied softly, "they cannot allow humans to exist freely, they fear what we could become." A deep tone echoed through the chamber, Earth signal, powerful, ancient, and commanding. Saren placed both hands on the central heart, and the entire outpost surged with blinding light. "Earth is ready," she whispered. The Union fleet fired. 1,000 beams of devastating energy streaked across space toward Earth, glowing like rivers of fire. The blast was powerful enough to crack moons and melt worlds. Threxen braced for the end. But Earth did not flinch. The sky erupted with a dome of golden energy, the sky grid, forming faster than any shield the galaxy had ever seen. The beams hit the shield, but instead of exploding, they bent, curved, and vanished like sparks swallowed by darkness. "What is that?" Neria cried. "A shield made from human will," Saren answered, "humanity's last gift to Earth." The Union fleet panicked, their ships scattered, alarms echoing through their hulls. They had expected victory, not this impossible power. Saren lifted her hands, and Earth responded. The Pillars of Dawn fired. Beams of pure white energy shot into space, silent and unstoppable. They did not explode, they did not burn, they simply erased whatever they touched. Half the Union fleet vanished in a single breath, not destroyed, not broken, erased, as if they had never existed. The remaining ships scrambled, trying to retreat, but the ancient human warships moved faster than any living pilot could imagine. They appeared in front of fleeing vessels like shadows, silent and merciless. "No," Threxen whispered, watching in disbelief, "this is not possible." Saren's voice was filled with sorrow, not anger. You cannot fight a planet that remembers, she said, you cannot defeat a species that refuses extinction. Another wave of light pulsed from Earth, and the remaining Union ships finally sent the message Saren had been waiting for. A full surrender signal. The hologram glowed green, showing ships powering down, weapons ejecting, engines deactivating. It is done, Saren said quietly, the galaxy understands. Frexen stepped forward, desperate for clarity. What now, he asked, what will Earth do? Saren turned to him, and her silver eyes softened for the first time since they arrived. Earth will do nothing, she said, we do not seek war, we never did. She walked toward them slowly, her voice calm and warm. But the galaxy must understand this truth, she continued, humanity is alive, powerful, and watching. Frexen lowered his head, shame and respect mixing in his heart. We were wrong, he said quietly, we thought you were weak or gone. Saren placed her hand on his shoulder gently. We forgive, she said, but we never forget. A soft golden light filled the chamber as Earth lowered its defenses, the warship sinking back into the sky like falling stars, the pillars of dawn retreating beneath the ground, the sky grid dissolving into calm blue light. The solar system became peaceful again, almost serene. Saren stepped back toward the central heart. You will return to your union, she said, you will tell them the truth. Frexen nodded, I will. And make sure they understand, she added, her voice firm and final. Earth does not wish to rule the galaxy, she said. Earth only wants peace. Her eyes flashed with a final warning. But if the galaxy threatens humanity again, she whispered. Earth will rise, and the stars themselves will bow. The outpost doors opened behind them, leading back to the ship, the crew walked toward the exit in silence, hearts heavy, minds overwhelmed. As they stepped outside, they looked back one last time, the ocean closed over the ancient dome, hiding its power once more. And the blue planet below them spun quietly in space, calm, silent, beautiful. Yet every alien in the galaxy would remember the truth discovered that day. Earth was never weak. Earth was never forgotten. Earth was the world that made the galaxy tremble. And humanity. Humanity was far from done.